California. That's home. I'm Jack, just Jack from San Diego, and I know almost everything there is to know about trucks. Well, from a monitor. Not in real life. I've spent years playing American Truck Simulator. If there's a road on the map, I've probably driven it. American Truck Simulator did something I never expected. It made me chase a real dream. So I went out, studied hard, earned my CDL, and officially became a licensed truck driver. I thought companies would be lining up to hire me. Turns out, nobody gets excited about a brand new driver. It's been 4 months since I got my license. 4 months. No trucking job, no miles, no experience, just applications. And polite emails that all basically said the same thing. Thanks. But we're looking for someone with experience. It's funny how everybody wants experience, but nobody wants to be the first one to give it to you. Money's been getting tight. I've burned through almost all of my savings right now. I've got exactly $1,500 left in my bank account. Not exactly the kind of number that helps you sleep at night, but strangely, I'm not worried. So, here I am, standing in a truck yard, about to drive my very first real trucking job. And honestly, I'm nervous. I won't even try to hide it. This isn't American Truck Simulator anymore. There isn't an F7 key if I mess this up. I walked through the yard, and then I saw it. A red Western Star 49X waiting for me, already loaded with paper. I must have walked around it 3 times, partly because I was checking the truck. Mostly because I couldn't believe somebody was actually trusting me with it.
Driver, you copy?
Yeah, I copy.
Relax. You sound more nervous than my last driver on his CDL test.
Was it that obvious?
Just a little. I'm Lily Anderson, owner of the Western Star you're sitting in. And before you ask, yes, Marcus talks about you a lot.
Hopefully only the good stuff.
Mostly, he said you're honest, hardworking, and completely obsessed with trucks.
He's not wrong.
He also told me you've been waiting months for someone to give you a chance. 4 months. I know what that's like. I started this company not too long ago. 1 truck, 1 customer at a time. Everybody starts somewhere, Jack. Today, you start with me. The job's simple. You're hauling paper to Eddie's here in San Diego. Nothing fragile, nothing oversized, no mountain roads, no crazy deadlines, just a straightforward delivery. I didn't give you this job because Marcus asked me to. I gave you this job because somebody once gave me my first chance. I'm hoping you'll prove they weren't wrong, and that Marcus isn't either.
I won't let you down.
Good, but let's aim a little lower for the first day. Just don't bring my truck back with any extra dents.
I think I can manage that.
That's exactly what I wanted to hear. All right, Jack. Paper to Eddie's, nice and easy. Welcome to your first day as a truck driver.
Marcus, he's the reason I'm here today. We've been best friends since high school. Funny enough, Marcus has absolutely nothing to do with trucking. He's a history teacher at San Diego High School. Every weekday, you'll find him standing in front of a classroom talking about ancient Egypt, the Roman Empire, or World War II. Yet somehow, the man knows everybody. I honestly don't understand it. Need a mechanic? Marcus has a guy. Need a lawyer? Marcus knows one. Need somebody to fix your roof? He probably knows their cousin, and apparently, if you need your first trucking job, Marcus knows the owner of a trucking company. A few months ago, he started dating Lily Anderson. One evening, he mentioned she was trying to build a trucking company from scratch. 1 truck, 1 customer at a time. Back then, I didn't think much about it. This morning, it became my opportunity. Marcus didn't tell Lily I was the best driver because, well, I've never actually done this before. Instead, he simply told her, if you give Jack 1 chance, he'll give you everything he's got. That's Marcus. He's always believed in me, even when I wasn't so sure myself. So today, I'm not just driving for me. I'm driving because somebody believed I deserved a chance. I looked around the cab one more time, then down at the Western Star badge. What a truck. I'd watched videos of the 49X for years. People talked about the engine, the comfort, the technology. Nobody ever talks about how big it feels when you're sitting behind the wheel. The dashboard stretches forever. The mirrors are the size of apartment windows. Excellent. I think I looked in my mirrors so many times. If they were keeping score, I'd have won Mirror Employee of the Month. The first corner arrived. I took it nice and wide, probably wider than necessary. The pickup waiting behind me must have thought I was turning an aircraft carrier. Better too wide than introducing Lily's trailer to a traffic light. The trailer tracked around beautifully. I smiled. Well, so far we're still friends. As I joined the streets of San Diego, something changed. The nervousness slowly started fading. The truck didn't feel intimidating anymore. It started feeling comfortable. Like it wanted me to relax. The Western Star wasn't fighting me, it was teaching me. Easy throttle, smooth steering. Look ahead, plan your turns. Everything my instructor had repeated over and over suddenly made sense. The city looked completely different from up here. Cars looked tiny, people looked smaller, and every truck I passed, I caught myself smiling at. I was one of them now, maybe only for today, but today counted. Lily hadn't given me a complicated job. No mountain roads, no oversized cargo, no dangerous chemicals, just paper. Honestly, I think she was testing two things. Could I drive, and could she trust me? I wasn't about to fail either test. The drive across San Diego went smoother than I expected. The GPS spoke. You have arrived at your destination. There it was. Eddie's. I looked in both mirrors. The trailer was still attached. That's always encouraging. The cargo was secure. The truck looked exactly the same as when I'd left the yard. No dents, no scratches, no mysterious accidents that I'd have to explain to Lily. Now, the only thing left was parking. I lined the truck up. Nice and easy watching both mirrors. A little left. Now straighten it. Tiny correction. Back a little more. Perfect. Well, truck driver perfect, which usually means good enough. The trailer settled neatly into the unloading bay. Job complete. Payment received. $1,327.00. I stared at the number for a second. $1,327. I laughed. Not because I was suddenly rich. Trust me, I wasn't, but because 4 months ago, I wasn't sure anyone would ever trust me to drive a truck today. Somebody did, and they paid me for it. My first paycheck as a truck driver, $1,327. It wasn't just money. It was proof that Marcus had been right, proof that Sarah's belief in me wasn't wasted, proof that Lily had taken the right gamble. And maybe, just maybe, this wasn't the end of my search. Maybe it was the beginning of my career. The next Monday, a full week had passed since my first delivery. 1 week, one job, one paycheck. And somehow, I still couldn't stop thinking about it. I must have looked at that first paycheck at least 20 times. Not because it was a fortune, because it meant somebody had finally trusted me enough to put me behind the wheel. What's up?
Lily asked me to tell you to come by the yard this morning.
Really?
That's all she said. I didn't ask any questions. I figured she'd tell you herself.
Well, I hope that's a good sign.
I'd say it is. You made a pretty good first impression last week.
I was trying not to embarrass you.
You didn't, in fact. I think she's quite happy with how things went.
Thanks, Marcus, for everything.
Don't thank me yet. You've still got a lot of driving ahead of you. I'd better get going. My students are about to learn about the Industrial Revolution.
Try not to tell them trucks invented history.
I'll do my best.
About 30 minutes later, I pulled into the yard. The place felt strangely familiar. Funny how one successful day can make somewhere you've only visited once feel almost like home. I parked my car, stepped out, and immediately noticed something wasn't right. Or maybe it was the red Western Star wasn't there. Instead, parked near the loading dock was a white 2014 Kenworth T680 day cabin. I walked toward it slowly, taking everything in. The white paint was clean, not brand new, but clearly looked after. I've driven plenty of Kenworth T680s in American Truck Simulator. They're one of my favorite trucks. Behind the truck sat a trailer carrying 2 small white shipping containers. Nothing oversized, nothing unusual, just honest freight. The kind of load that quietly keeps businesses running every single day. I climbed into the driver's seat immediately. It felt different. The Western Star last week felt like a hard-working cowboy. Big, bold, confident. The Kenworth. It felt like putting on a tailored suit. Everything was exactly where it should be. The seat wrapped around me. The dashboard looked cleaner. The steering wheel felt lighter in my hands.
Morning, Jack.
Morning, Lily.
Glad you made it.
I wasn't about to miss my second trucking job.
I figured I've got to admit, you surprised me last week.
Really?
You handled yourself well, you respected the truck, you respected the road, and most importantly, you brought my Western Star back exactly the way I handed it to you.
I thought that was the safest option.
It usually is. I've got another opportunity for you. Simple container delivery. They're heading to Los Angeles. Nothing fragile, nothing hazardous, just 2 standard containers.
I thought Anderson Freight only had 1 truck.
It does. The Western Star is still my only truck.
So, whose Kenworth am I driving?
My uncle's Mr. Kenji Udasky.
Wait, the Mr. Udasky?
Yes, the Mr. Udasky.
I wasn't expecting that.
Matt, most people don't. He had this truck available this morning, so he let me use it for today's job.
I guess that means I should be extra careful.
You should always be careful, but yes. I'd appreciate it if you brought my uncle's truck back in one piece.
I was planning on doing that anyway.
I know. Marcus told me something about you. Jack treats every truck like it belongs to somebody he respects.
Marcus says some surprisingly wise things for a history teacher.
I've noticed. I know what it's like starting from the bottom, and I know what it's like waiting for somebody to trust you. That's why you're here today. I'm putting my faith in you. Don't worry about impressing me. Just do what you did last week. Drive safely, respect the truck, and get the containers to Los Angeles.
I won't let you down.
All right, Jack. Los Angeles is waiting. See you when the job's done.
Mr. Kenji Udasky. Now that's a name every truck driver in California knows, even before I got my CDL. I'd heard stories about him. Some people called him a businessman, others called him a legend. The trucking world simply called him Mr. Udasky. From what I'd read, he started with 1 truck. Just 1. No massive fleet, no fancy headquarters, just 1 truck and a determination to outwork everybody else. Years later, his company had grown into one of the biggest transportation businesses on the West Coast. Hundreds of trucks, thousands of deliveries, ports, construction companies, warehouses, manufacturers, if freight needed moving. There was a good chance one of Mr. Udasky's trucks was doing it. People respected him, not because he was rich, because he'd earned it. Every mile, every customer, every truck. So, knowing I was sitting in one of his Kenworths, that made this job feel much bigger than just another delivery. Who knows? Maybe one day I'd work for him. Maybe one day I'd be driving one of his trucks full-time. Or maybe this was simply another opportunity to prove I belonged in this industry. Still, the truck wasn't what had me thinking. It was Los Angeles. This was my second trucking job. And my first time leaving San Diego for work. Driving somewhere as a tourist is one thing. Driving there with 40 feet of trailer behind you, that's something else entirely. Every freeway sign reminded me I was getting farther from home. Farther from the roads I knew. Farther from my comfort zone. I won't lie. I was nervous, not because I didn't trust myself, because I respected the responsibility. One mistake out here wouldn't just affect me. It could affect Lily, her business, Marcus, and maybe even Mr. Udosky. That was enough to keep me focused. The GPS guided me toward Key Wit as I pulled into the yard. I took a deep breath. All right, Jack, no need to be a hero, no need to impress anybody, just do exactly what you've been taught. A few moments later, the trailer settled perfectly into position. I pulled the parking brake, looked in the mirrors one last time. Perfect, I smiled. Still no dents. Let's keep that streak going. A notification appeared. Delivery complete. Excellent parking, cargo damage, 0% truck damage, 0%. I leaned back in my seat. Second delivery. Done. The payment appeared on the dashboard. Payment received, $515. Zero. $515, not as much as my first paycheck, but somehow it felt just as rewarding because today wasn't about the money. It was about something much bigger. Experience, confidence, one more successful delivery, one more customer served, one more city conquered. I was wondering if anyone would ever give me a chance. Today, I'd completed my second trucking job, driven 2 different trucks, delivered 2 different loads, and proved to myself that maybe, just maybe, I really could build a career doing this. As I climbed out of the Kenworth, I couldn't help smiling. For the first time in a long time. I wasn't wondering what tomorrow would bring. I was actually looking forward to finding out.